Hi everybody, happy October! I will have no shame in admitting how excited for fall I am. I don't care if that makes me basic. I freaking adore fall. The number one reason is the cooling temperature. It has been such a hot summer here in Boston, with regular temperature being like 95 degrees all summer long and way late into September. And now, oh my gosh, I think it is like 65 out today. I'm not even sure. I haven't really been outside. But since it is officially October, that means we are only 31 days away from November, which is, of course, the start of NaNoWriMo. If you've been watching my channel before, if this is not your first video, you know that I am in classes right now. I'm taking 2 writing classes, one focused on just writing the novel, the other one focused on writing for young adult and middle grade, which means that for these classes, I have to be working on my novel the whole semester, aka I've already started my novel, like actually technically a year ago. So I really thought this was the year, you guys. I really thought this was the year that I was going to do NaNoWriMo properly and write a whole new novel, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I should tell you what this video is going to be about. Basically, I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a writing update for fall. I started doing seasonal writing goals and that kind of just flopped when I started my classes and blah blah blah, excuse. I wanted to give a fall update and more importantly an end of the year update. So to give a very broad goal update or goal setting, however you want to word it, I still plan on having my final draft, or I guess what I consider my final draft, to be done by the end of the year, because I want to start querying at the start of the next year, if not like the end of December. My classes will end, I think, December 17th, 18th, something around there, and so by that point I will have reader feedback or professor feedback on my work to have like those last week or 2 of December to really get my novel in a good place where I feel like, yes, this is my book, I'm going to send it out there. I am so excited, but realizing that it's October means I have 3 months, right? Yeah, October, November, December. 3 months to finish. I'm not freaking out. In order to achieve this lifelong dream of mine to have a completed final draft of my book. Actually, well, technically I want to get published, but you know what I mean. I wanted to break my goal down for you guys so that you have a better idea of what exactly the rest of the year and / fall is going to look like for me. So my goal was to be done with chapters 1 and 2 by the end of September. That did not happen. However, I am so excited to reveal that I'm pretty confident that chapter 1 is in a really good place. If you've been watching my writing journal, author's journal series, you know that I've been focusing on chapter 1 basically since the start of summer, and now I think it's like finally really good after 30 reading critique feedbacks from my classmates. So 30 people, that is, not 30 rounds, though it feels like 30 rounds. Anyway, so now I'm ready to dive into chapter 2, which is a whole new set of drama and, of course, characters coming in, and oh my gosh. And so that means my goal for October, preptober, whatever you want to call it, is to be done with the first half of my book. So I wanted 1 and 2 done in September and then work through chapters 3 through 6, which is the first half of my book, to do that in October. So now it's just going to be 2 through 6, so that's about a chapter a week. Okay, a little bit more because you gotta count the actual, it's 5 chapters, but stick with me. And then in November, during NaNoWriMo, I will be working through the second half of my book, so chapters 7 through, I think I have 13 chapters, plus an epilogue. Or is it 12 plus 1? I don't know, it's probably gonna change. But that's the plan, so to have at least me having worked through my book, a complete second draft, even though the first half of my book has been worked through like 10 drafts, I don't even know. But to have a full second manuscript complete by the end of November, the end of NaNoWriMo, so that for December I can focus on fine-tuning that, and hopefully it won't need as much work. That's the idea of revisions. But I'm learning there's a lot to learn about a book writing process that I had no idea was so much involved. What are words? I can't talk right now. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But yes, I had no idea how much revisions were in the process. I naively thought writing the first draft was the majority of the work and that you spent maybe 2 weeks a month revising your novel. Oh no. No, I spent probably collectively 3 to 4 months heavily working on first drafting my novel, and it has been over almost a year. We are coming up on 1 year that I've been trying to revise it. Now, admittedly, I haven't worked that full year as much as I should have, but still, yeah. Didn't expect that, didn't know that. Was told that, didn't believe it, now I believe it. So that is sort of my mini goals of the rest of the year. So let's now talk about NaNoWriMo. So of course I am still going to be actively talking about NaNoWriMo and participating in NaNoWriMo and being on the forums and checking in progress. But as far as how I'm actually going to measure it, since this is technically me revising my paper, not, you know, drafting for the first time like how you're supposed to do it, I'm going to be tracking my progress a little bit differently. So if you've also been watching my Author's Journal series, you know that I have recently started morning writing, which has been such a huge game changer. I admit I haven't done it as much as I want to. I have all the excuses if you want to hear them, but they're not very good ones. But basically, I'm still working into getting to the routine of waking up at 5 a.m. and writing first thing, because it has made such a huge difference on the mornings that I do it. So that is still going to be my plan for NaNoWriMo. So since I'm going to have such a structured writing time, and during NaNoWriMo, I am not moving that time for anybody. I'd like to have that attitude in October, but since I'm still adjusting, I'm going to be maybe a little bit more flexible if I've been up late. But NaNoWriMo, nope, that is going to be my time. So that will give me about an hour's worth of writing every day. So that doesn't quite equate to how long it took me in the past to write 1,667 words. So for that extra blurb, I'm going to count time planning, plotting, or thinking about what I'm going to be working on next, which I will hopefully do like around lunchtime at work, or maybe like after work on the train, whatever, but just spending an extra half hour to really plan what I'm going to be doing for the next morning. So that way, every morning I wake up, I know exactly what I'm doing. And that's something I think that I'm going to have to work out, hopefully this month in October, as part of Preptober, is working out my routine. That way, when I jump into November, it's not like I am figuring this out for the first time and having to deal with all those hiccups and unknowns. So I guess that's my biggest advice to you guys if you're participating in NaNoWriMo for the first time, is not just using Preptober to prep your novel, but also using it as a way to experiment with what writing schedule is going to work best for you. So whether that means trying waking up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or however long you need to get an hour's worth of work in every day, and using that time to prep, but just seeing what that schedule looks like. Because if you have these ideas of what you want your schedule to look like for November, but you haven't actually practiced them, you're going to be spending the first week or two experimenting with what works, and that's just, it can get really discouraging really fast. Trust me, I've learned that. So yes, those are my goals for this fall / end of the year / NaNoWriMo. So I will be actively involved in the community, but I will not be working on a brand new project, hopefully next year. I want to do it one of these years, but I haven't been able to manage that. I know that I could just take a break from my current work in progress and work on something else, but this is my baby. This is the project that I want to see through, and I just have a drive to finish it, and I'm not going to disrupt that for any other side project just to fit into NaNoWriMo. So please feel free in the comments below to let me know what you guys are working on. Are you working on something new? Are you working on something old? I feel like I'm always really impressed by the people who can manage to work on something new every year. I don't know if all of those people then try to move their projects forward into publication, or if they just enjoy writing a new novel every year. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just always really curious what people end up doing with their finished work. For me, the idea of not publishing it is just so, like, I just have to, I want to, even if that means publishing it for myself, like self-publishing. But just to like let it sit there after I've spent so much time and love and energy on it, I just couldn't do that. Like, I can't. I'm not saying that's a good thing. That could be a character flaw of mine. Sorry. I've been character profiling. So if you want to see what I am doing daily or weekly, since I publish it weekly, but I kind of vlog daily, please feel free to check out my author's journal series. I will be continuing to do that into October and into November. I'm not going to change that because people seem to really like that series. And so that will give you an idea of what I am working on every day. Usually it has something to do with my classes, whether it's an assignment. For example, this week we're working on character sketches, so that's what I've been heavily doing for all my characters, and it's been extremely helpful. And then also for NaNoWriMo, I will probably be doing more writing / NaNoWriMo related videos as like my extra videos. Alright, that's going to be it for today. As always, I will share what I'm currently reading. So right now, don't laugh, but I am reading A Nancy Drew Christmas by Carolyn Keene. It is the newest book in the Nancy Drew Diary series, which I am not a huge fan of. If you are a Nancy Drew fan, it is not... They're doing something different with Nancy's character, and they're also doing first person for the first time, which is... I actually don't mind the first person so much. Some people are upset by it, but the changes in character is a little bit jarring. I mean, I get it. They're trying to bring in new middle grade readers, and so they're adjusting the series based on what middle grade people like. I can't blame them for that, but it is weird to see Nancy less confident and more normal. In the old books, Nancy is always like super confident, so smart, so athletic, so beautiful. She's just kind of like your Mary Sue, I think they call it, when you have this perfect main character, and that is her. And I always liked that as a kid because it made me have something I felt like I could look up to, but I think they're realizing nowadays maybe that's not the best role model to have. You want somebody who grows, or kids want somebody who grows with them versus just this older person that they're supposed to be aspiring to. I don't know. I could talk about it forever, but basically I am enjoying the Nancy Drew Christmas though, just because it's very seasonal. I admit I mix fall and Christmas into like one super morphed holiday season type. Like, I just love the aesthetics of both these seasons, so I start celebrating both at the same time. Very much a Nightmare Before Christmas style kind of person, just because I think Christmas is too great to only celebrate for 25 days, so I extend it. AKA, I have my pumpkin spice creamer and my peppermint mocha creamer, and I use both. Not at the same time. I'm not that crazy. Now I'm rambling. Alright, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your goals are, and I'm ready to start really cranking it out. NaNoWriMo is going to be intense. I have a strong feeling, I know in my heart, it's going to be the best one yet. Oh, and just before I go, I wanted to mention, the first week of NaNoWriMo is going to be an extra special video. Like, my author's journal that first week is going to be really exciting because I am going to be on a cruise ship in the Bahamas. So be ready for some really bright tropical vlogs for that first week. Yes, so excited. I'm not ready to wear a bikini. Bye guys.